Hello everyone. It is indeed a great pleasure to be a part of this event. I thank the organizers for providing me this opportunity to connect with all of you virtually. My name is Neeru Lohiya. I am a mentor teacher working with Directorate of Education, Delhi. Today, I would like to share with you about Delhi Education Revolution. We all know that education is of paramount importance to each individual as well as the society. The Delhi government undertook some interventions specifically aimed at improving the learning levels of the students that we'll see in the upcoming slides. The Delhi public education system is governed by the Directorate of Education, Delhi. It follows the national curriculum for grades 9 to 12. Delhi has 13 districts, 29 zones, and 1053 schools. Let me begin with the four pillars of Delhi Education Revolution. They are interventions for students, interventions aimed at principals and teachers working in the schools, building a strong school community, and improving school infrastructure. Let us look at all these four pillars in detail. Let me begin with the sharing of interventions for students. The first intervention that I would like to share with you is Chunauti 2018. This program was launched in June 2016 with the aim to bridge the learning gaps of over 9.5 lakh students of classes 6th, 7th and 8th. Under this program, students were grouped in three sections on the basis of their foundational learning skills, that is, their ability to read Hindi and do basic maths. Different pedagogical approaches and content was used with these three groups, starting with bridging the learning deficit in one or more domain to strengthen learning with understanding in all subjects. This program provided an opportunity and space to the teachers to step back and help students acquire foundational learning skills and then connect them to grade appropriate syllabus. Promising results were seen within the first year and there was an improvement of 20% in the learning levels of the students. The second intervention is the reading campaign. This was a special campaign launched on Teachers' Day, 5th September 2016, to ensure that all students who cannot read their textbooks are able to do that by Children's Day, that is 14th November 2016. Under this program, 1 hour of focused reading activities were conducted daily using basic reading material consisting of short stories, paragraphs, and word. Reading melas were organized by the school management communities on weekends to engage the parent community in academic session 2017 and 18. The progress made by students was tracked by the head of schools on weekly basis. The third intervention for students was the Pragati series. This was a series of supplementary learning material aligned with topics of prescribed NCERT textbooks. The idea of Pragati was conceived to provide level appropriate learning material which can be created and used by the teachers. This is used in addition to the textbooks. Basic content for Pragati was created by teachers, edited by mentor teachers, and reviewed by subject experts from diets. Pragati uses simple language, illustrations, examples from the context of children in Delhi, and worksheets to help children understand those concepts. The Delhi government is organizing summer camps for their students regularly from 2016 onwards. The theme of summer camps has been Kuch Masti, Kuch Padhai. Daily classes were organized on basic reading, writing, and arithmetic, along with art, craft, music, role play. The next intervention was Mission Bunyad. This program was started after the National Achievement Survey found out that the grade and the learning levels of students do not match in classes 3, 5, and 8. A 3-month-long campaign was launched at the beginning of the academic year in April 2018 with the focused goal and exclusive activities to attain those goals. And the goal was to achieve grade appropriate learning levels for every student. Before the campaign, around 52% of students from grade 3 to 9 in the schools run by Directorate of Education could read their textbooks. And after the campaign, 63% of students could do so. The next intervention that I want to share with you is the happiness curriculum. The Delhi government launched happiness curriculum in all the schools run by Directorate of Education, Delhi, for students of classes nursery to 8th in the year 2018. There is a happiness period every day, and each period brings within a few minutes of mindfulness practice followed by a story or an activity and reflective discussions. Each child is given a chance to reflect and express their thoughts about the story or the activity. Happiness curriculum was designed over a period of 6 months by a team of education consultants, teachers, teacher educators, EVGCs, and mentor teachers from the Delhi government. The next intervention that I want to share is Schools of Excellence. To create institutions of excellence for all-round development of children, enabling them to achieve their highest potential, Schools of Excellence were started. Under this scheme, 5 fully English medium schools opened from academic session 2018-19 with state-of-the-art infrastructure and some of the best teachers of Directorate of Education. There was provision of full-time nurse, part-time doctors, resource person for enrichment classes, and sports coaches. The admission to these schools was done through draw of lots for primary classes. Exclusively, the admissions was available for neighborhood children, that is the students who reside in the nearby vicinity. And there was also an entrance test that was held for students for class 9 and 11. Spoken English class is the next intervention that I would like to speak about. To improve the communication skills of students reading in government schools of Delhi, the Directorate of Education, in partnership with Macmillan Education and British Council, launched the program of spoken English for students reading in grade 11. In the first phase, pilot project was launched. After the promising results, it was extended to all the schools in Delhi. The course duration was 160 hours. It was spread between 23 to 80 days. Classes were conducted by professional instructors of the selected agencies using course material and assignments. Moving forward, I would like to talk about the education and vocational guidance counselors posted in the schools of Directorate of Education. They are recruited by DSSB, that is Delhi Subordinate Services Selection Board. Existing 218 counselors led the project SMILE, under which assessment was conducted for about 29,000 students to determine their IQ level. Delhi government, in partnership with UNDP, Central Square Foundation, and iDreamCareer.com, started the Career Guidance and Career Counseling project to create awareness among students about career pathways available after class 12. There are sessions specifically aimed at safe or unsafe touch, general counseling, and stress management for students. Now let's look at the second pillar of Delhi Education Revolution, which is interventions aimed at principals and teachers. The Principal Development Program, Mentor Teacher Program, as well as the Teacher Development Coordinator Program were specifically started to develop education leaders in schools. For doing that, capacity building programs at national as well as international level was provided to principals and teachers. New pedagogies and strategies were discussed in the meetings and workshops like the Jeevan Vidya Shivir, international exposure programs, which benefited both the principals as well as the teachers. To strengthen the foundational learning levels of students in primary classes, some reforms in primary schooling were undertaken. These including capacity building programs for teachers teaching in the primary sections, a class library, room to read, which greatly benefited the reading competency of the students. The core academic unit is a team comprising of teachers and a school principal. This team is highly innovative and creates content that suits the learning levels of all students reading in Directorate of Education. It also analyzes the results to understand the academic performance of students and schools and identifies the areas for corrective actions. The third pillar under Delhi Education Revolution is to build a strong school community. Under this, the existing school management committees were empowered to strengthen the partnership of school and the community and to increase the ownership of SMCs in the management of government schools. The second step that was taken under this pillar was the organization of mega PTMs. Mega PTMs gave an opportunity for teachers and parents to connect with each other and develop a strong relationship that could be beneficial for students. The fourth and last pillar under Delhi Education Revolution is improving school infrastructure. Under this, construction of new school buildings were undertaken. Renovation and complete facelift of old buildings was done. Science labs were equipped with modern facilities. The school got smart classrooms with all the technological support. Computer labs, sports facilities were increased. Another important aspect under improving school infrastructure was the appointment of estate managers in each school. To reduce the load on the school principal, because it was observed that most of the time and energy of the principal of the school was utilized in taking care of the infrastructural needs of the school. Therefore, estate managers were hired on contract, and it was now their duty to look after the building of the school, thereby leaving time with the school principal to focus on academics. A three-tier library system was also started. There was a class library in every pre-primary and primary section, a separate library for grade 6 to 8, and a school library for grades nursery to 12. This three-tier library system improved the accessibility of books to students. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, kindly forward them to me. I will try to the best of my capabilities to answer them. Thank you.